Hi guys, Tanya here. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm super excited about 2016, and I hope that you are too. It just feels like a year full of possibilities, like we've hit the reset button, and I'm glad to be sharing my thoughts with you, and I'm so thankful to all of you for having read my stuff, for having shared it, for having signed up to my programs, because that's what allows me to do what I love to do, and that is to put all of this stuff out there for you. So thank you. I am very grateful. I wanted to talk today about New Year's resolutions and about why most New Year's resolutions aren't successful. So let's not fall into that trap. Okay, first off, a new year is like a reset button, like a new chapter, a fresh start. It just feels good to make New Year's resolutions, to improve, to bring your best self forward to the new year. So I completely understand why we all feel compelled to make New Year's resolutions. But one thing to think about when you are making New Year's resolutions is to make them realistic. I think we all get a bit excited. It's like coming out of the gate at a race at a pace that's too fast. It's just taking on so much that if we can't sustain that we may see it as a failure and kind of give up completely on that resolution. So I honestly believe that setting realistic resolutions is huge. So if, for example, if I say I'm going to go to the gym 6 times a week this year, I know right off the bat that for me, that is not realistic. If my kids are sick, if I don't get enough sleep and I'm feeling really crappy, if my husband's traveling for work, there's a whole plethora of things that could come up to throw a wrench into my 6-time-a-week workout regime. So for me, I know setting 3 times a week to work out is realistic and that I can accomplish that on most any week. And if I get 4 or 5 times, then that's a bonus and I'm feeling great. But 3 times a week for me is realistic. And it's the same when it comes to nutrition is, eating well 80% of the time is realistic for me. But I don't want, I can't and don't want to be perfect and have 100% adherence to some very limited plan because I know that's not my life and it's not the way that I would choose to have it either. I love to have indulgences. Don't get me wrong, I'm very committed to nourishing my body with really healthy foods, but I, like everybody else, like to go out for dinner and have something different, to have a glass of wine, to have something that I look forward to. And as we all should. So setting realistic resolutions is so important, and also not setting too many of them. I like my husband's rule, and it's supposed to adhere to our closets, and he does a better job of it than I do, but the 1 in, 1 out rule. So we can't keep adding things into what tend to be already busy schedules for most of us. We can't keep adding things in without taking things out. So, setting a few solid resolutions that are really important to you, and then trying to take something else out that might be a time suck for you. So if you find yourself endlessly surfing social media, then maybe you put a timer on yourself and say, I'm giving myself 15 or 20 minutes to kind of go through my social media feeds, and then I'm stopping that, and I'm going to spend the other 20 minutes or half an hour that I would have spent on there, cooking some healthy food or getting a workout in, or for me, it's doing a meditation. I love the way that meditation makes me feel, and it just brings some of my best thoughts to me. But sometimes I leave it till the end of the day, and then it just gets prioritized under everything else, and it doesn't get done. And it's a lofty goal for me to say I'm going to meditate for 20 minutes. But if I say 5 minutes, then I can manage to fit that in. So keep your resolutions realistic, and adhere to that 1 in, 1 out rule. So if you feel like you've already got a lot in your schedule, but you're making resolutions, then choose resolutions that are very important to you and prioritize them by maybe getting rid of something else that isn't quite as important to you. So those are my tips for resolution making. I would love to hear what your resolutions are and how you're going to stick to them this year, because that's what it's all about. What is your why? Why is that important enough to you that you're going to keep going towards achieving it? For me, this year, it's sticking to finishing things. I have 2 big projects that I want to see through this year, and so seeing them to fruition will be huge for me. So focusing on those 2 specifically and making sure to see them all the way through is is my resolution, and healthy eating and exercising and getting meditation, all those things in is important as well. And then of course, number one priority, family and friends, which will always take priority. But again, trying just to fit everything in and doing it with a smile, feeling good about our lives. I would love to hear what your resolutions are, so please share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please share it. Here's to an incredible 2016. Thanks for listening, guys.